The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
Yeah. Hey. Listen, good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We are here. It's the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Come on, y'all. We are one. Yes. Come on in. It's that time. It's the singles edition on tonight. Building strong relationship with good relationship go. You might as well join us on tonight. Come on. Those that are coming on, give me some love. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Facebook, tag some people. Let them know that the South Florida Live Podcast is on. And we are building strong relationships. We are one. Come on. I need YouTubers, please. YouTubers, go ahead and hit the like and share button for me. Hit that like and share button. Facebook, hit that like and share button. Come on, tag a few people. Facebook, please. I need you share. Everyone that come on, please share. Please hit the share button for me. Please hit the share button if you will. Hit that share button if you will. Thank you. Please hit the share button. I need everyone sharing that come on tonight. All right, YouTube, let's go. Those are coming on, good evening to you. I always will talk. If someone say good evening to you, you should say good evening back. So good evening to those that's coming on. That's Facebook, YouTube. Good evening to everyone. Go ahead, Facebook and YouTubers, please share this podcast with someone on tonight. Hit the share button. That's all you have to do. Just hit the share button. When you come on, hit share. Would you do that for me? Thank you so much. Come on. We're going to have a conversation on tonight that you don't want to miss. Yes, it's going down because we are one, y'all. Join us tonight, YouTubers, Facebook. Come on, guys. Let's do it. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Come on in. Come on in. Join me on tonight. Thank you for those that's coming in. Everyone that I see that's coming in, please hit the share button right now. Go ahead and hit it. Hit the share button. Share it. Hit the share. Hit the share. Everybody, hit the share. Please hit the share button for me. Thank you. YouTubers, hit the share and like. Give me some hearts. Give me some love. Let me know that you're there. Say good evening to me if you will. Come on, all those that are viewing, come on in. Thank you for joining us on this evening. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, it's about that time. We're going to get it started. Good evening, everyone. Show me some love. Give me some hearts, if you will. Good evening to everyone, please. share this blog broadcast, this podcast. Please, would you do that for me? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. It's about that time. Thank you guys once again. If you're coming on, please hit the share button for me. Please hit the share button and share this broadcast with someone. Also, if you're YouTube or Facebook, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and tag 10 people. I need to see you tagging some folks. Please do that for me. Would you do that for me, please? Please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're building strong relationship with good relational goals. It's the singles edition. Hey, y'all, before we get started, there's a few announcements I need to make. Hey, we had a great interview on last night with Miss Kim McCrae, and we were talking about Get Out the Vote. It's the Get Out the Vote rally, y'all. It's next week, next Thursday, October 10th, next Thursday, October 10th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. At New Birth Baptist Church, 2300 Northwest 135th Street, Miami, Florida. You do not want to miss this rally. This event is going to be powerful packed. It's going to be full with information. As you see on the flyer, it says educate, motivate, and participate. So you got to first get educated, and they're gonna motivate you, and then they're gonna ask you to participate. Once you're educated, once you're motivated, hey, then you have to participate. So hey, you do not want to miss this event on next Thursday, October the 10th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to be power packed, full of information. You're going to have music, food trucks, giveaways, and much more, y'all. Much more. But I challenge everyone last night, and I'm gonna do it again today, this evening. If you have a teenager, 18 years old or older, if you have a teenager or 18-year or someone, a child that's older, I am challenging you to bring them to this event on next Thursday at 6 p.m. If you will, we need to pack the place. It's going to be great. I'm telling you, y'all. I was so excited after talking to Ms. McCrae on last night about this event. You need to be there. It's a lot of information that some of us don't know, and we should know that what's coming up for this upcoming election. We need to know. She dropped some things on us on last night that you missed. So if you missed it, go pull it back up, go on my page, go on my Facebook page, search for it, and guarantee if you watch it, you'll be blessed by it on that. So that's next Thursday, October the 10th, next Thursday at 6 p.m., 6 to 8. You need to be there in the place. Okay, do that. Hey, y'all, it's that time. We're going to talk a little bit tonight. Yes, tonight. Tonight is a good night. I hope everybody experienced peace and blessings on today, and everybody had a productive day, by the way. Everybody is doing well, and you survived today on this Wednesday, wonderful Wednesday. You survived it. You made it safely through, and everything is well. If you made it, just tell yourself, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I've survived today. Hey, listen, I got my brother on. I got my brother with me tonight. Actually, y'all, guess what? Tonight is it's evening with the brothers tonight, y'all. It's it's evening with the brothers tonight. The sisters took the night off. We gonna the brothers gonna have this evening on tonight. We're gonna talk about some things. So don't y'all please stick with us, stay with us, don't go nowhere, be with us, because I got my brother. It's the one and only Mr. Rob Miner himself, the Christian comedian. Hey, my brother, how are you, man? Good evening to you.
Wonderful. Put it this way, wonderful now. I was already wonderful, but I'm really wonderful now.
Okay.
I actually look forward to Wednesdays, because this is a podcast where not only is it a Christian-based podcast, but it's a podcast where you can be totally real. See, we Christians is battling that demons out there, and they battling that other world out there. And a lot of times, people, it's a pretty much a penalty when you're real, when you're dealing with unreal folks. But here we keep it real here, and this is a good one. This is a good one.
And yeah, and that's the thing that we try and do here. Not saying that we know it all, not saying
No.
we got it right, not saying that we walk in the right path, but we've learned, and there's some things that we're still learning, but we also wanted to share with others and learn together
Absolutely.
and
We
go
learn to
through
be,
this thing
and we
together.
also learn to be wrong. Sometimes you have to learn to be wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong. You're just not right about everything, you know.
Yeah.
But that's a learning process. And some people they think because of opinion to back you out of being wrong. No, just you can't say, well, that's still my opinion. No, opinions cease to exist once the facts show up. See, your opinion is how you feel about something based on not having the facts. Like if me and you both said, that car right there, I said it was green and you said it was blue, and it's light green, light blue, and then that's our opinions. But if the owner comes by and says that's aqua green, you can't say now, no, my opinion is it's still blue. No. Once facts show up, you cease to have an opinion. And a lot of people want to still hold on to their opinions once they prove them wrong. And we don't do that here.
No. Because honestly, I've learned so much from you all and from the audience, from our viewers that make comments. I've learned some things that maybe I did different. I didn't do right before, but now I've seen, I've learned some things that if I was in that situation the next time, I'll know how to deal with it the better the next time. So it's not this podcast, this episode is not just for us to correct people. We're not doing it, but we're learning.
We're getting corrected as well.
Yeah, it's some stuff that we're correcting. We're finding out daily every time we come on, like, ooh, because in my research, I'm like, ooh. Yeah. I didn't do that. If I'd have did it that way, okay, it would have worked out. Because I've been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? You see stuff like, wow, I've been in that. And like we have conversations now, and I see stuff when we're talking, and when the ladies are sharing, I'm like, ooh, I've been in that. I've been there. Oh no, I didn't handle that right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But one time we got to be true with ourselves and true that we didn't do it right, because we can't always blame the other person. Sometimes it's we have to put some of the blame on ourselves, and then we have to correct ourselves.
Absolutely.
Michael Jackson said we got to look what
in the mirror. I don't know how he wrote a song like that if he had to look at the mirror.
Come on, leave Mike alone.
He got to look in the mirror. If he had to take a look at himself, he would have made a change.
I don't know if he had any mirrors in his house. I don't know if he had any mirrors in his house.
To tell him. He probably hired people. How do I look? You good, Mike? You good? Hey,
Lord have mercy. Rob, listen, hey man, but hey, yes, last week was on fire. Last week, man, I really enjoyed last week because we talked about some things last week, man. Like how should you choose a partner according to the Bible? And you said some things that last week, man, that really hit home with quite a few people, because that's the thing. If we're gonna do this thing God's way, we have to sometimes look at how we can do it. Choose our partners the Bible way. And I looked at that the last week, and after we was done, I'm like, wow, it say how you choose a partner according to the Bible. And who are the ones who doing the choosing? Who's the one that's finding? It's us. It's the brothers. So is that necessarily, this question, is this necessarily for the sisters, or is basically pointing for the brothers?
If the Bible says it was the brothers, it's the brothers. Here's a deal that a lot of us, including myself, have to understand. Even with sisters, just because you made the initial move don't mean you made the choice, because the choice doesn't come till after you guys get to know each other. Just because a lot of people you meet, you initially think they may be a good mate or somebody to be in a relationship with, and then you find out stuff about them, go, and you stop calling them. So just because you made the first initial move doesn't mean you made the choice. You know, some people like say, I chose you from the beginning. No, you initiated it. The actions of me and the actions of you combined together as two people trying to see each other. That's when the choice is being made. And like we talked about last week, the only time you really can be honest with choosing someone is if you're willing to eliminate the other people in your life once the relationships start elevating to another level. So the choice is always the man. The choice is always the man, because not me. That's simply how God has made it. So a lot of women think that, well, you know, I was the one that said something to him in the market. No, you initiated, but you did not choose. God chose. God might have led you to. Just like sometimes you would have chose. You know what's funny? Remember back in Pharaoh time when Moses was going back and forth with God about why he did not want to do the ministry for God. Moses flat out didn't want to do it. Moses did not want to be the deliverer. And God had to keep on giving him different scenarios. And he said no. And then God realized, come on, Moses, I know what it is. He said, you're upset because you killed those two people. Let me help you with this. Those who sought your life is dead. Now, he didn't basically mean they was dead, physically dead. He meant the spirit and what made them want to kill you is dead. Just like with Pharaoh, he kept hardening your hearts. He kept hardening Pharaoh's heart. Sometimes you want to hang out with your old friends. You still want to be friends with certain people, but God will harden their heart because he's saving you. So in relationships, a lot of times you can go after somebody, or you could think you're initiating it, but if God does not bring that person for you, it's not the person for you, God will harden somebody's heart so it won't work. You know how many people that thought they was gonna get married, and man, why you never ask her to marry you? And you go, I don't know. It seemed like every time I go to marry her, go to ask her to marry me, something happened. Because if God doesn't want that to happen, he will harden somebody's heart so that y'all won't get married.
Wow. So wow. That's good. So as a male, we have to be careful.
Absolutely.
In who we choose, what type of partner who we choose. It can't always be that ebony model that we so often saw in Ebony magazine. And the one that we had our mind locked in, and exactly how what we saw in the woman. Is it sometime our delay in what we're finding is sometimes, as a man, is it possible that our delay in who we're trying to who God has for us, or who's for us, we're looking for that fantasy wife or partner that we've had in our mind of what we want and how we want it?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where you get these questions from me. You good. You asked the right things, so I tell you. But what the problem with that is sometimes men are arrogant and don't know their limits. Sometimes you know when somebody's out your league. Sometimes when you know when somebody is just not compatible with you. And here's number 3. A lot of times you know when you guys are not equally yoked. But because of your lust, because of your infatuation, because the ebony model look, you tend to break the rules initially and keep going, even though God tell you, or he can show you, or you know that's not the person for you. And that's why most men don't end up with models. Most marriages don't end up with models. You know, you tell guys, oh, man, you think my wife, you should have seen the girl I was, dealing with before. No, but that's not what a wife is. Now, you can end up with somebody that look like that, but that's not what a wife is. So sometimes you got to be careful. Now, you want to go after who you are attractive to. That's first and foremost, because marriage is the only time you actually get to get what you want on the pizza. So when you get married, if you don't like pepperoni, don't get pepperoni on it. If you don't like sausage, don't get sausage on it, because this is a pizza you're going to be stuck with for the rest of your life. You ever go to a party, a job party, and they say, okay, we're gonna get 10 pizzas. And there's always somebody say, oh, I want peppers and onions. And nobody really want that mess, man. And then a week
Order
later,
your own pizza.
yeah, and then a week later in the company refrigerator, they store 4 slices of peppers and onions still left on that pizza because you can only eat a slice or 2 of that. But when you married, man, you got to realize, man, you better get what you want on that pizza because you're gonna be stuck with that the rest of your life.
Right. So that means we have to be real careful if we're going to do this God way as a man, and realize when we know it's not right, we've got to realize and let it go. That takes me to Samson and Delilah. Samson, no, she was not right. He knew
Yeah.
what her plans were. He knew, but he kept playing with her and teasing her and whatnot until he got just what he gave in to it. And it did not and it did not prosper at that moment for him well.
I'm gonna
It
tell you
did
what happened there.
come out well for him,
No.
other than him going to God and asking God for forgiveness and restoring his strength and his and whatnot. But is that walk that we have to also as men be careful as if that's other words, I want to put it like this. Is that as an example, Samson and Delilah, is that an example that we have to as men hold to when we're saying we're trying to do this God way?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that is a great way to put that, Samson Delilah, because Samson's issue was lust. Okay, his issues with all that power and all that might, his issues with lust. Now let's take Samson. Let's take Al Gore. Let's take. I don't want to keep putting names out there, but a lot of politicians and stuff end up tearing up their political field. Ministries have been brought down because the Bible. The problem with Samson was Samson got comfortable. See, you can make a mistake. You can make a mistake. If he had knocked off Delilah and let it go, it would have been it. But Samson liked the package. Samson liked the feeling that he was getting. So Samson got comfortable with his games. He thought he could outplay a player, or what if you want to say that girl's intention was to do what she did to him. But he thought because of who he was and because he had so many before, and he had even dated women that he wasn't even supposed to date because of the Philistines or the tribes they were from. But Samson got comfortable. Samson got comfortable. And the Bible lets you know that once you get comfortable, you start falling asleep. And when men start falling asleep around the wrong women, they start talking in their sleep. That's why hookers have brought down vice presidents, because these guys got comfortable. Now, it didn't happen the first time they had the exchange. No, they become a favorite prostitute. So now that's the same prostitute all the time, and they become comfortable with them. Once you become comfortable with something you're not supposed to be with initially, that's when it's going to bring you down.
And that's where I was trying to drive. Sometimes as a man can get comfortable because you having that joyful moment.
Yes.
And that you think, because I always go back to Eddie Murphy when he was saying he selected the African over but a lot of times sisters, already, the sister that went to Jamaica and Dexter St. John, but she had already in her mind had already had plans and motivated what she was going to do, and brother was like had no clue
at all.
He was like, oh yeah, going on Jamaica, because while you in Jamaica, I'm gonna be. But he didn't know. But so as men taking this walk, and we're supposed to be the one that choose and find. We can't get caught up into the lust, like you said, to use that word, the lust of what it is, because that's not the foundation that you want to build.
No. No, you want to build a foundation on celibacy. I'm gonna put it out there. A man of God, I'm just gonna put it out there. You're gonna have to find a way to go long periods of time being celibate. I ain't saying you're gonna have to kill yourself because I can't tell you what your walk is, but at some point you're gonna have to go long. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying, people do what they do, but you can't make that something. You can't, that's one sin you can't make a regular thing, because when you are celibate, first of all, the power that you obtain from holding back from probably one of the worst sins, lust, it makes you so strong as a Christian, one. And B, it gives you the ability to see women for who they really are. See, when you caught up in lust, you can't even really make decisions that you want to make, because your little head is fighting with your big head, and he want to meet you in the middle. You know what I mean? So that's a problem. But when you are celibate, when you make your mind, no, this is not going to happen, and I'm not going to do this. Now you don't have that to do. So now you got to find other interests, other ways of entertaining, other ways of getting to know that person. And that's when really you can find out who somebody really is, because everybody great, under the sheets, but above the sheets, some people are very average on who they really are, man. And that's what you got to find out.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, when I brought up Samson and Delilah, so actually we can say that there were some signs that God was telling and showing him that, hey, Samson, this is not where you want to lay. This is not where you want to go. This is not where you want to be. But he did not heed to the signs. So, as men, how, because sometimes we get caught up in the beauty of the aspect, and we can forget, we can lose focus of the signs.
Yeah.
What are some of the steps and some of the ways that brothers that's engaging, that's trying to build a relationship, um maintain or focus on the signs, and what are some of the signs that maybe they need to pay attention to, if this relationship is for you or is it not for you, or God is trying to show you something?
Okay. One of the signs is how eager, I can put that word, how eager, how eager she is to allow you to be intimate with her. That's a telltale sign, because a lot of times people think they're the only one when it comes down. Well, you that line, normally I don't do this. If you can, if you're not Superman, bro, and you're not the greatest guy in the world, if it's easy for you, most of the time it's easy. Now, I'm not saying most of the time. Most of the time it's easy for everybody else too. So one of the signs is how firm she is with her Christian walk. Even the very things that she wear on the date, you can tell, because if I'm trying to hold back, I don't need you tempting me all night. Some people are manipulators. You got to watch even the conversation. If someone allow you to be the man, she ain't gonna allow you to be the man when you married either.
Right. So that's I'm glad you went there, because that's the other thing I want to ask is, when is the right time to bring up religion? Is it the first night, or the first date, or maybe the second or third date? Other words, when I say when is the right time to bring up religion, talk about you as a believer. When is it the right time to say, to mention that I'm, how I walk in like that? I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. When is that for a man? Because I believe sometimes we hesitate with that, because we worrying about messing up the first night.
It's funny you say that, but
should that come up into the conversation on the first date, or the first conversation that you have?
Oh, gee, bro, that's a good one. But you know what's funny about that? Now I'm gonna give a shout out to the women. Oh, supposed to be men night, supposed to be the brothers, but I'm gonna give a shout out to the women.
Hey, we gotta shout the women, man.
I'm
They it's just
gonna
like
tell you
that.
why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give a shout out to the women, because these women have become so clever and so smart when it comes down to dissecting who is and isn't a godly type man. And I'm gonna tell you, the very content of your personality, the way you respect her. See, I'm not talking about, some guys think being cool, gentlemen, I'm being real cool. Women see right through that. No, being a genuine gentleman, being someone, she can tell by what you order. Like, some guys, I'm just gonna have a glass of wine, but I don't usually drink that much. No, by the way you order, by the way you talk to her, holding the door. That's not just gentlemen anymore. It almost take a godly man to be like that anymore, because a lot of guys don't do a lot of things that we used to do. But your very character, how you talk, if you're in a car, the kind of music you listen to, a lot of people don't listen to gospel all the time. I understand that, but it's certain things you can't be in the car. They're not like us. They're not like it. No, it's just certain things that a woman can tell if you got some kind of Christ in you. And usually you don't even have to tell them. The very content, she's going to ask you. And there's certain ways to sneak it out too, but you don't want to be forceful with it, because because you can come off as somebody who think they're holier than thou. You know how it is. But yeah, your very content, that's why I said that's an easy one, because women have become so smart because they've dealt with so much that guys have put them through, with all this phoniness and with manipulation and stuff like that. Women can almost tell. They can almost tell a godly man. They can't always tell a wolf in sheep's clothing, because Satan is clever, but they can almost tell if you got some kind of Christ in you or something in you, even by the way you act and talk to them, the way your sign language, your body language, even the clothes you wear. Real men of God don't wear everything name brand. They don't get carried away with the stuff that they wear. They're very presentable, they're very neat, and they're well groomed, but they don't go crazy with the stuff they wear and stuff like that. Women can tell, man. I'm telling you, women can tell.
But I feel you on that. But what if there is that one, that individual, that guy that he just, his status, I mean, he just got it like that financially, he can do that, and that's just his makeup and who he is. But like you said, and you said something, and I just thought when you were saying that, that's a part of shining your light, letting your light shine.
Yeah, smart man know how to tone it down. Smart man know how to tone that down.
If you know how to if you shine your light. But there's sometimes that in the midst of that, and I've said this before, I used to say it to the singles ministry, that it's also how you go into that first night or that first conversation, your mindset. Because if your mindset, man or woman, is that this is the one, this is the one, and I noticed the one, and I noticed the one that Lord sent me, and the man saying, I noticed the one that I'm supposed to find. And it's possible. Is it possible to miss the signs?
Yeah, because
you set your mindset to that. Is it possible?
Yes, it is. Because first of all, if it was the one, you'd be married already. If you're not married, you can't say this is the one, because you're not married. It's hard. It's hard to do that, because I would say this is a staggering statistic. I would say 65 to 70% of marriages now end in divorce.
Yeah, that's a high number.
I'm telling you. So even if I was being nice and said 60 to 65% of marriages, most people now have been married more than once, but that's over 50. So we can't count 20 and 30 years older, because they're still young. But most people that you meet and you date that's over 50, 55 years old, they've been married once or twice. Because here's a proof in the pudding. they're still dating at 50 and 50 plus. So that means something happened. So if marriages, answer this question, if marriages end up at 50 to 65% in divorce, and you usually marry after you dated for a while. So that means 99% of everybody you date, you're gonna break up with.
Mm.
If 50 to 65% of marriages end up in divorce, and most people that get married dated a lot of people before they got married, then that means the percentage of you meeting somebody, if you meet somebody right now and your boyfriend and girlfriend, there's a 95% chance you're gonna break up. That's what statistics say.
Right. So I mean, yeah, I hear you, and that's why, like, like episodes like this one, like this podcast and this platform, we try and talk about the foundation,
Right.
building that foundation,
Keep from being that percentage.
right, to keep being that statistic, right, that percentage, and that's something that we, as I feel like me as male, we have to make sure that that foundation starts from the beginning, and the foundation is set from the beginning. Now there's time that the foundation that was set may have been a physical foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the way you see it. That's the way you've always seen it, and you just stuck in that physical foundation, and you don't see it as nothing else, or you don't see them as nothing else. This is vice versa. This is sisters or brothers, and that may linger on, and one may decide, hey, I just don't want this physical anymore, but the other one might say, well, hey, that's how we build it. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So do you continue as the brother if you in that situation?
Yeah.
If you're in that situation,
Here's the
do
problem.
you continue to lead? I say lead on, go on with that when you know there's no future in sight.
Now, here's, me, I'm gonna be honest. It's two answers to that. If you ain't saved, keep it moving, brother. Keep on doing what you're doing. But if you're talking about a saved man and somebody's trying to build godly principles, you had no business from the first get-go allowing yourself to only be physically attracted to somebody and being in a relationship like that. Because God should have taught you better than that. God, the Holy Ghost should have taught you better than that. Just being the values of a man. You're disrespecting a woman if all you can see in her is physical. That's the ultimate disrespect that a man can give to a woman. That's all I really see in her is physical. Because now you're talking about whoredom. Now you're talking about, stuff like that. And that means you already don't have no respect for that woman. So
now,
what
if it's the other side?
Now, here's the deal.
That's still with the physical. And the male,
you can say this,
man is like, hey, all right, I know that's where we said it, but I want different now.
I hate to say that, but that is the main problem with men. By allowing ourselves, see, women is different. Women, a real woman that knows the value of herself will never settle for anything less than what she wants. I don't care how physical it is. A real woman was like, I'll tell you, look, I'm saying the sex was great and everything like that, but I felt like there wasn't nothing going on past that, so I had to leave. Guys, on the other hand, for all this ego and macho we have, that's the one area where we fail miserably. We will allow ourselves to be a boy toy. We will allow ourselves, because that's the problem. A lot of men don't realize we don't have that same self-respect for ourselves, because once a man becomes a good man and develop self-respect for himself, he won't want just physical either. That's a lack of respect for yourself.
Right.
And earn me. I'm like the women now. You got to earn me. I don't just want. No, seriously.
No, you're so right.
I don't want just physical. I don't know. I respect myself more than that. And I think that was because that long 9-year plus celibacy ride I did. I now see women for who they really are. I got a respect for women I never had. I
Right,
never had.
right.
And here's another thing. Men run into this trap right here. They don't allow their taste to mature. You gotta allow your taste to mature. The rest of your body gonna mature, trust me, and you ain't gonna be the man you used to be. But a lot of men is mature in the body, but immature in their taste and their mind. So they're expecting women to be something they can't even bring to the table themselves. And once you let your taste mature, you're gonna look for different things, more mature things, better things in a woman, and a relationship will be better.
So now I hear you, Rob. That's right. I'm hearing you. But what if you have that guy? You're that guy that you like. You know what? I'm gonna pull back from that now. That's not how we gonna get down from now on. I'm gonna pull back, and I'm just want to see you as that woman, and we're gonna discontinue the physical.
Mm-hmm.
But now the reply might be from the sister, okay, what? You don't like me no more? You done found somebody else? Because now you is we had this physical, and now you don't want, not knowing, not seeing, not understanding that the brother may be saying, okay, I'm trying to now respect.
I kind of like you now.
I want to respect you.
Yeah.
To show you respect. I was wrong. I was out of pocket, but now I want to show you respect. So that part don't mean we can't talk no more. We can't hang out no more. We can't conversate. But now that part is just, we gonna discontinue that part because I'm trying to respect you.
That, my friend, is going to that level that you have been trying to preach on this podcast since you started it. The level of how do we Christian date? How do we? And remember you said something about test driving, and some people test. Well, now that you got the test drive, and now that you know that it worked, and now that you know you can go from top to bottom in less than 0 to 60 seconds, now that you know sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. And now that you know all of that stuff, there is no excuses now why you should not stop and say, okay, we did that. We know it's going to be good. Now, let's stop that so we can work towards going to the ultimate level, because we already know this is going to work. So I'm telling you now, I really like you. So let's sharpen up all the ends and all the corners and all the loose ends right now, because you have made me realize that you are somebody I can be with. So now we know we're good at that. We know it's going to be good at that. Let's stop that and work on everything else so we can get to the ultimate goal. It's levels to this.
So basically, let's start over. Let's start over from the place. Let's start over from the place where we should have started this foundation. Even though we slipped up, we built that physical, but now let's change the foundation and build it emotional.
Said you want to get married, right? So now let's do everything else to get to that level where it's time to get married.
Now, Rob, wow. I gotta go here. This was great, y'all. I hope somebody's hearing this. I hope somebody's getting this. I hope you are enjoying it. It's just the brothers. We just having a conversation for the, we may sound like we just talking about us, but I think your sisters, I think most of the sisters that y'all getting it now. Y'all hopefully y'all understanding. But for us to, I'm just saying this, I'm gonna get to the question, y'all. But for us to be better as men, we have to also understand what we need to do better to, for our sisters. So, Rob, now I'm gonna ask you this. How do you, I don't know if I asked this last week. But all this is going on. You feel like the relationship is going well and whatnot, and all of a sudden God has a way that he was like, he knows all, he sees all, omnipresent, omniscient, and he know this thing ain't gonna go right. Like Samson, he knew, but God was trying to block it. So what if God begins to block this relationship? He tries to put a block in it, trying to tell you, no, let it go. I'm blocking you, but you done got in. So y'all like 6 months, 8 months in, and God is saying, nope, I'm blocking this, let it go. How would you handle that? Y'all seem like you're getting along well. Everything is prosperous. I mean, like y'all enjoying each other when you're together, not intimate or anything like that, but just having a real good time. And then the Lord decides he wants to shift it and say, nope, this is not going to end well for you. How would you handle that? Would handle God blocking at when God blocks at that relationship, or he's starting to shift you out of it? I mean, how do you handle that? What do you say? What is the conversation would you have with that individual, with that young lady, with that sister, if God is telling you you got to end it?
There's no reason why.
I got to be God now. I ain't talking about you woke up one morning and all of a sudden you like, I don't want to be with it. No, when God is telling you, he spoke to you, he's woke you up in the middle of the night, 1, 2 in the morning, and just put it heavily on your heart. What's the conversation? How do you have that conversation?
There's no question why you got this podcast, brother, because that you know you tell us sometimes you guys on a roll, you on a serious roll, brother. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's tough because there are two things two things in a relationship that no one ever wants to hear. For the guy, it is, I like you and you seem a good friend, but I'm just not physically attracted to you where I don't want to go that level to you. That's the hardest thing a guy wants to hear. The hardest thing a girl wants to hear is after a woman, I'm sorry, excuse me, ladies. The hardest thing a lady or a woman wants to hear after she's given herself up repeatedly is, I don't think we can go anywhere further in this relationship.
Now I'm speaking of a relationship that, not that you was intimate, whatever. I'm speaking of a relationship that was built on a good, you were building it on a good foundation.
Oh, it's no easy.
You were trying to build it on a good foundation with no, and then all of a sudden God just interfered and just told you, no, this is not going to work good for you. Yeah.
I was getting to that. I was trying to soften the blow by saying it the way I was saying. I was getting to that. Because I didn't want you to say it because it would have sound bad.
No, I'm just saying it was going well. Everything was going well. You was getting along, and you were having good y'all relate. I mean, y'all go to the movie, y'all just having a good time with no physical. It was just everything emotional, just building it the way, God's way. But then God
was no physical.
No physical. No. You're building it. You were building right. You were building this relationship God's way. That's what you were doing. No physical.
Okay, see.
You were trying to build foundation. You were not intimate at all in this relationship. But then God spoke to you and said, nope, this is not the one. This is not the relationship for you. Now, and you saying like, Lord, wait now. I've been doing this your way. Now you ask me, now you say be compassionate. Now you got to show compassion and how, no, that's what I'm saying. How do you have that conversation? Things going well. No intimacy, no physical. You were trying to do it God's way. To you, it was going well. You thought it was going well, but God said, like I said, he's all omniscient, he's all knowing, all present. I'm not present. He knew that it wasn't going to end the way it should end. No, I don't know what app,
Mm,
but
mm, mm.
he spoke to you, woke you up 2 a.m. Say no, let it go.
And this is why God is so amazing. And this is why God is so amazing. Because had you broke the rules and you were sleeping with her, she might hate you now for presenting this godly type person, doing all this and that. This guy's gonna be my husband. And then you get her to give herself up physically, and she's now entrusted in you, and you break up with her, you devastated her. You might have hurt the next 3 Christians that try to deal with her, the whole 9 yards. But get this, this is why God is so amazing. Because you didn't break that rule, it'll be more understanding to her, because now God will make it clearer to her. See, if you entered her, then you control her now, and that's wrong. Because now when you break up with her, she got to get over you. You got to explain to her why it didn't work. You got to explain to her why you leave her. You got to explain to her why she gave herself to you, and now you don't want her. But if you never touched her and never was physical, God now will give her peace. God now will make it more understanding to her. And then she'll even say to herself, well, you know what? I'm glad even though you wasted my time, it wasn't really wasted because we had some great time.
Yeah,
But they're gonna say it. Even though you wasted my time, I'm glad you didn't wait until I gave myself up to you and then pulled this mess. See, it's a difference between being pissed at somebody for a minute and then hating somebody for the rest of their life.
So I'm seeing it like this. So you just next day, you just all of a sudden, hey, can I talk? Can we talk? I hope you would do it in person, not through text or phone call. And you like, hey, listen, I mean, what, I've enjoyed this. It's been wonderful. We really have, but the Lord had placed in my spirit that this is not going to prosper, is not going is not going to end the way he wants. This is not his will, as we talked about. How do we know the will of God in choosing the life of a partner? So it's not in the will, and I mean,
the problem with that,
that's like Mary and Joseph in reverse.
Yeah, in reverse. Yeah, but you know the problem with that? The problem with that is most brothers that do that, they wait till they find somebody else they're now interested in, and then they do it. And girls can sense that. Girls can sense when something's just not working out, and respectfully, we can walk away. And the difference between that and oh no, or now that you see somebody else that you like, you wasted my time, and now you're telling me this. So if you're saying it's truly because God, see, God don't do that to people. If you tell them that person truly because God told you, God will impartake the spirit of understanding in her head. But if you're doing this because you found somebody else or somebody else getting ready to put out something like that, women aren't stupid. They'll sense that, and you'll be a jerk, and you wasted my time. But if God was the one that told, he do not tell you something and do not give you the power, the understanding, or anything else that you need. So if God told you to walk away, he'll find a way to give her comfort. He'll be the peace in her mind.
And I believe if God really speaks to you in your heart and speak to you that you should shift out, I feel being that we serve a God that's compassionate and loving and kind, I feel I thought about it, and I feel that God had already spoken to her because God already knew she'd be able to. She's going to accept it. And once you said it, she would probably like, oh, okay, I understand.
You'll probably end up being great friends then.
I understand, and already, I mean, because I don't think God would give you something to do to cause hurt.
To hurt somebody. No, God is not a vicious God like that.
Right.
He don't do that. Right. He's not in the business of hurting women's feelings for nothing. He will give her, and get this, I'm gonna tell you something. Right. He might give the guy that's for her to her right after you say that.
Right, and that's the thing. God may release both.
You gotta be moving you out her way.
Right, this thing ain't for both. This is not the one. This is not the one he's not the one for you and she's not the one for you, even though y'all got along real well.
Yes.
But I'm going to speak to, and not knowing, God probably spoke to her too, and she's already feeling it too. But sometime as brothers, we can be caught up in worrying about hurting someone.
Yes.
And me personally, that'll be a struggle for me. That would me personally, that would be a struggle for me, because I'll be thinking about hurting somebody's feeling.
Yeah.
How am I hurt? I'm going to hurt her, but not thinking in the spiritual that God has already ordained it and already said it the way He already said it, because He's God, because He's not going to have us do anything that's going to cause one pain and hurt.
No, absolutely. He just don't operate like that. He's not in a hurt business. He's in a healing business. He's not in the hurt business. So, like you said,
so in the midst of it, would you just just when you're trying to do it, brother, just say, can we pray? Let's come and pray. Lord Heavenly Father, I know God, you spoke to me. God, I appreciate this friendship, this relationship, but Lord, you said, Lord,
anything I ask in your name.
You said
the woman you gave me.
You said, if I find a good thing, but God, you're telling me this is not your will. This is not your will in our life, God.
And believe it or not, that's how you're supposed to pray to God. You should talk to Him just like that.
I'm laughing about it, but that's probably the way.
And some sisters, and don't get mad when you say that. And some sisters go, "Shoo." Because I
was waiting for that. Man, what took you so long, bro?
Won't he do it? Because what
took you so long, dude? God,
really?
Calling her friend, girl.
How many times I gotta give this dude?
The Lord finally spoke to him. I didn't have to say nothing. The Lord told him.
I sent 6 plagues to this dude. It's flies in his house. It's frogs in his backyard. He just didn't get it.
Girl, I ain't even have to say nothing, girl. The Lord spoke to him. Told him. Girl, I thought I was gonna have to hurt his feelings.
Oh, my goodness.
But if we're doing it God's way, we got to understand that God don't believe in hurt. No. He don't believe in pain. And God says that if He spoke it, that means He's already taken care of it and handled it on the way. Hey man, listen, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Hope it helped someone that's watching and that may be struggling with that, maybe having an issue with that, maybe in a relationship that you're feeling that. Go to God.
Yeah.
Pray about it and let God speak to you. Make sure it's God speaking to you now. Let God speak to you. And just know that God would keep us. He said He'll keep us in purpose if we keep our mind stayed on Him. So I know we laughing, God, but in all due seriousness, I don't think God will allow pain and suffering to come to anybody. If He spoke it already, I'm sure He's already fixed it and made a way to be all right. Hey y'all, thank you for those that's been joining us. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for tuning in. Hey my brother, as always, man, it was an evening with the brothers, y'all. It was an evening with the brothers. We have to do this every now and then. Evening with the brothers. So thank you guys. Thank you for viewing us. Thank you for watching. Hey brother, God bless you, man. Appreciate you, man. I told you on the other day, man. I appreciate you for the team, man, for supporting me, sticking with me and making this thing what it is.
Man, you my brother.
Could not do it without you guys.
Yeah, we going by your leadership. You my brother, man.
All right, brother. Bless you, man. Bless you. Hey, y'all been watching the South Florida Live podcast. It's the singles edition. We just trying to have a conversation, y'all. I hope you've been blessed by it. I hope someone was blessed by it. Listen, if you want to support this podcast, you can. Once again, the information is scrolling down at the bottom of the screen. Cash App is $Power of Glory 777. Cash App is $ Power of Glory 777. And we have Zelle. Zelle is Jeffrey Brown, JFFERY Brown at 2094@gmail.com. All right. God bless y'all until next week. Y'all stay prayed up. Some things that's happening. Y'all stay prayed up, and we're still praying for those people who was affected by Helene, the hurricane. So hey, I'll pray for you. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, keep praying for me. I need your prayers. I'm not playing. I need your prayers, and y'all pray for me, and we're gonna watch God change things. God bless you.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.